Hi, my friend. It's Pat Sloan here. Got a little change to the calendar. It said Tidy Up Day was today. I'm going to shift that over to Monday. Today we're going to do the holiday tour so that you can take a look at the quilts of where I put them in my space down here. You've already seen the one that I've hung up on the wall behind me in this room, which is from the Perfect 10 book. So that's where that one comes from. But we're going to go first. Let's go and tour around and see what I've done. We'll start here in the kitchen. This is where I had the Halloween one before, and now I've got the Christmas time that we did together. Remember, we did that this summer, and I have it quilted with these, they're like poinsettias. Look at them. Aren't they great? I really like those. Sort of stacked or staggered. Now for the binding, I wasn't sure how I would like this, but I love it. It's kind of fun. The binding is the same as the backing. So I had extra of those ornaments, but they weren't like crossways like a stripe. The ornaments were vertical. So that's how I used it. So you can see the ornaments running along the edge, which is kind of fun depending on how they go. So there we go. This on a very, very pale pink I used for this one. I really love it. Okay, we'll go into the storage room over here, and I have on the table my tiered tray, and so I'm sort of working on the tiered tray, putting some things in, some cute peppermint gloves that one of you sent me, and I need some more candy in the bowl. I think I might have some. I just have to go look around there. I think I have some. So hanging up is the house quilt from my holiday book, not the holiday hoopla, it's the book before it. Every window has holiday scenes that I just cut out, fussy cut. Look at this. Look how cute that is. So I did all that fussy cutting. Fa la 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 la. So fun. Little houses. There's more peppermints. I love peppermints things. Really great to use all the red fabrics, and I used 2 colors of green, or was it 3? No, 2. The dots and then the plaid. Okay, so we'll go over here in the living room, which, let's go, ta-da! Let's have a moment to admire the new tree. Yes, my old tree, they're artificial tree. It's a white tree, and the last one in December, the lights started going out, and then I tried to order new lights, and they came and they were pink, and there weren't enough, and it was just like a Charlie Brown incident. So I have a new tree ordered. It's a little bigger than the last one. I think almost every ornament I own is on that tree because I've not had such a big tree before. So let's take a swing around first. I've got one of the Button Club projects. It's a Dresden plate up there with your alternate Dresdens are white. I like the background. So, and then I've got buttons. Look at that. See? And I did a little embroidery. Happy holidays in the middle. Quilt on the wall is from Lori Holt's vintage Christmas book. The cars with the trees on them. Picking up the tree. So I've got some quilts and Oh My Stars, and I'll show you this one when we get back in the studio. My pillows are just fabric. Favorite fabrics. Look at them. I love them. Love them, love them. Now down here, I have a new addition. I try not to buy a ton of new things for the holidays because I have enough for my space. But this is, I had to have it. I saw it and I had to have it. These are there's an advent. So all of these open. I don't have anything in them, but they all open. They're little boxes, and even the doors there. So then I added a couple of my very delicate ornaments. And the bowl is from my grandmother, so it's a vintage bowl. It's a poinsettia, see a poinsettia flower, and some little train set. Look how tiny that is. My mom sent me this, and she sent me that snow globe as well. Okay, and then over on this side, I just have a few things on the side table. My mom also sent this over the year. She would send like one a year. You have something. She always sends me something. So she thought the little girl reminded her of me. So the pillows, this was a gift. I believe it was from Elaine. It's a pattern you can find out there. It's a dimensional felt. Isn't that cool? Then my cross-stitch pillow, and this was a gift from Kathleen. Okay, my tree skirt is a free pattern you can get at the Fat Quarter Shop. So I will try to remember to link that. Otherwise, you can just go there and put in tree skirt, but that's a free one. So my tree itself has a lot of ornaments that, of course, are sentimental. I'll just show you a couple. We have I have several of these wooden ones that came from Germany when I lived in Germany and Belgium. We go to the Christmas marts. Same with this funky. I just like it. I always remembered as a kid this basket of fruit. Yeah, there's my new Sloan Zone. And right next to the elf, which has been around since I was a little kid, we've had this ornament. And I am not sure, you know, you didn't do things back then with the elf. Now it just, you know, sits on the tree. But I'm so happy to have it. This was a gift from the Quilt Museum in Nebraska. Glass ornaments. We have a few of these that are blown up, you know, with the danglies inside. My tiny little nativity, the baby Jesus in the nutshell, like a walnut shell. So that's another one of the very delicate pieces. Since I live in DC, I've been gifted some of the White House Christmas ornaments. This celebrates the gingerbread houses this year. This is 2022. So, let's see. Look at the little snow girl, right? So cute. So there's lots and lots of stuff on the tree. And from the tree, you go out into the hall. There's the front door to the house. I have some quilts on a ladder here. And I put a Merry and Bright sign on my TV cabinet. A few things up on top. And then out in the hall, I have the snowflake quilt. This is where I'm going to put the presents that I'm doing. That's a table runner. But I'm going to put the presents there. So I'm making that from the Jolly box just wide enough to go between here. And this is pretty much the end of the tour. We'll just sweep around and look at the room from the front door. So there you go. Thank you for joining me. Let's go head back to the studio. I do love to live with my quilts. I love to put them up, to drape them, to enjoy them. The other day, some of the kids that live next door came to bring something to the door, and they were, you know, staying there and we were chatting, and they saw me putting up the tree, which they loved the tree. They're really nice boys, 2 boys. And then they were like looking at the quilts on the wall, and they're like, oh, we really love those. You know, they got the car with the tree on the top. So it was so fun to see their reactions. The one liked the quilt on the couch, he said, which I guess was the Oh My Stars that he liked there. All right, so I told you I would bring the one quilt in here that was draped over the back of the couch, and today is Faux Fur Day. So I think it's appropriate that we should talk about minky backings. The backings that you put on, that's that cuddly fabric, that minky, that Shannon Cuddle. You know, there's a couple different products out there, names that they go by, and you can get some that looks like real fur. Those are sort of pretty awesome too. So this is the quilt that was hanging there, or draped on the back of the couch rather. So this is it. It is from the Perfect 10 book, the layer cake book. I'll show you that here in a minute. I believe this one's called like vanilla. All the patterns are named like after a type of cake. But on this one, let me just show you what's going on. So then I have another one with minky on the backing. So I've got red polka dot minky on the back here, or Cuddle, or I don't even know what brand it was, but anyways, one of those really good brands. So, and when we quilted this one, Cindy quilted it for me, and we decided, when I was doing it, I was like, let's do this one with no batting. Because you can do it with no batting. The long armors, you know, shouldn't have any problem with that, because they're pretty firm, or you know, thicker fabric. So anyways, that's what we did, and then quilted it fairly open. There's kind of like a big open, I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me see. I think you can see there. There's like a big, like open sort of flower thing, but they're large. They're, you know, kind of like this big, and they're a little bit more open, so it's not dense quilting. And it's so fun. It's not too heavy, so if you want to like sort of cuddle up with a quilt that's not too heavy, don't put any batting in your minky quilts. Okay, now if you put batting in it, they're going to be heavier. So this is another one, which I believe was from the Jolly Bar, Jolly Bar 2 sampler. So when we did the Jolly Bar 2 sampler, here's the quilt that I did. and I didn't put any border on it. So this is this big, you know, it's kind of like what they call like a small lap, which is a really nice size. The patterns link is out on the project page at my I Love to Make Quilts. You can go out there. But this one has batting in it, and we also quilted it heavily, super heavily. So let me show you that. And I tell you what, this is a quilt I sleep with. So I put this on the bed. It is amazing. The backing I picked was a gray, and you can see then the dense quilting. This is also one of the dimpled ones, so you can see all those little dots. Those are the fabric dimples, so there gives like a little bit of texture. But this dense quilting, I would like to do this again with a minky backing and a different pattern, and just see if I get the same effect, because it is awesome. Now, there was a conversation the other day, I think on our quilt group, about making a quilt really heavy. You know, what do you do to make it heavy? And definitely putting batting and then a minky backing will make it heavy. But you can go another level with that. You can go ahead, and this is one of the gifts that I got the other day, was this flannel panel. And the panel with the flannel is going to make it even, give it a little bit more weight. So if you put flannel on the front, whether you pieced it or you had a panel like this, which I'll link you to the gnome. So I've got a link actually to this panel. Let me just show you the whole panel before I go on. Isn't it cute? And so you can get this if you want it. But to make a quilt heavier, flannel on the front, minky on the back, batting in the middle that's maybe a little thicker, you know, batting, not like a light floofy batting, but something a little thicker and denser. A lot of times Warm and Natural is a little bit denser. So, you know, people remember the old quilts. You know, they've been on their grandma's bed or something like that. And those old battings were made differently, and so they tended to, I think, have a bit more weight to them than the battings that we have now. So you definitely have to, you know, sort of experiment on heaviness. I've actually added a wool layer in a quilt as well, like a wool batting, a cotton batting, you know, flannel, minky. They're going to get really heavy then. So there's some tips. This is the book, Perfect 10. Which has a whole bunch of different quilts in it. But the one that was on my couch that I just showed you is this one, the French Vanilla. And so that's a really nice one for just showing off the fabric. And it's the one that I was thinking of doing that kind of fall fabric. Yeah, here, I've got it down there close to the design board. This one, I was thinking of just cutting this one up and doing that pattern, because I really want to see this fabric, and putting this divider is super cool. You know, I just think that looks really good. Okay, what do we got? Faux fur. So for faux fur, if you have a quilt that you have put minky on the back, or you have like a faux fur on the back of it, because you can get ones that look like that, share it in the quilt group today. It'd be a lot of fun to see your quilts. And you know, if it's on the back, which it probably is, flip the corner over for the picture so we can see it. Okay. Now I am working, like I said, in the little thing. I'm getting this one so they'll be about like that. 3x4, I think that's what I'll do, and then maybe a little border around it of 2.5-inch squares, or the 2x5 strips, you know, because they're charm packs that I'm working with. I've got all the baskets done, almost all. I've put the sides on. Those two got sort of stuck somewhere, so when I did all the other bows, I was missing these two, and it was too late. I didn't want to sew them. I got them ready. And so I just had to put all the bows on top of the baskets, and then the sashing part. And so that is close. And I will do a wave stitch and quilt it really simple, and so I can hang it up and use it. All right, we did have the Sew Sampler box. So let me just unbox this guy so we can see what's in it. I don't even know. I did not look at the sneak peek. If you are still waiting on your box, then, you know, close the video. Fast forward. Okay, it starts out with Happiness Blooms Within. Aw, and you get a 25% off discount for Fat Eighth bundles if you're a club member. That is an excellent deal. Fat eighth bundles are really nice bundles. A lot of times they will work for the Block Wednesdays that we do. They're a little bit less fabric, but there's just not as many options. Not as many fabric lines come out in a fat eighth. So your options are much less. Okay, what do we have in here? Of course we have fabric. I'm going to take the plastic off. Okay, so we have a little bundle of fabric. This one is from Allison Harris. So you can just see the colors. So here are the fabrics. Everything from like this pinky red with the, here I'll put it this way, with has the little jar with the flowers in it. Oh, and the pink one too. And then there's 2 greens and a yellow in this box. And 5 blue. Look how pretty that is. Look. And this one has a bunch of different little sayings on it and a cute plaid. Yeah, so that's the fabrics for that table runner. Take a look at that. We've got some triangles on a roll. So if you've never tried these are for 2-inch finished. So the best half square triangle size, finished 2-inch. Yeah, that's perfect. You also get the little guide, which I always don't read until the end after I showed you everything. So there is a pattern in here for, oh, how cute, for table runner. That's a cute one. Yeah, so that's the pattern, but the patterns are exclusive to the box. So unless you like trade with somebody, you can't get those. Oh, there's some ribbon. Look how beautiful that ribbon is. Ah, I didn't know. This is from Joanna Figueroa from Fig Tree. I love her stuff. You know, that's what I'm sewing my socialites with, is her stuff. Dog ear clipper tool. Ah, so the Fat Quarter Shop has made their own little clipper ruler. How cute is that? They're so clever. They're always, so this is, look at that one. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to play around with that for trimming off your dog ears and trimming your half square triangles and whatever all it is, it says. Okay, so what else do we have in here? We have, oh, okay, what do we have? Let me read. So these are stickers. What are they, what exactly? This is to work with your triangles on a roll, which maybe you can translate it into other stuff too. Okay, save time in your sewing room with triangles on a roll, color-coded washi tape. These circle-shaped tape pieces are printed with each triangles on a roll size to help you label, identify your paper rolls while keeping them tidy and secure and taped closed. They're color coordinated by the size of the finished unit. So, how clever, how clever. So there's a whole bunch of different colors in there. That is cool. Here they show there on the legend right here. Very cool. So I will link you to all this down below in the description box. And I hope that you will show me something with Minky. Here, I'll hold the Christmas one up again because today, this is my Christmas quilt. Do you remember? Well, I have a whole room full that I showed you, but that's all the Christmas things today. So there we go. There we go. Hold it up. So this is the French vanilla from the book. And I hope you enjoyed the tour of my my decorations. So, and getting to see a few of the ornaments on my tree. So I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.